everybody, and welcome to the Convo YouTube channel. My name is Renee Seiler. I am the manager of the Convo, which is a streaming network for traffic, sales, and profit. And we have been putting together these great mini docs for you to see, learn more about our audience, what we're about, um, educating, entertaining as well. And I'm really excited to present this next subject of our documentary. Please welcome Jamelia Donaldson, who is the founder and CEO of TreasureTress. Jamelia, hi.
Hey Renee, how are you doing?
I am good. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be chatting with you from across the pond, as it were. Jamelia, you started this amazing brand. And people, by the way, I should say, we're going to do this pre-show chat, and then we're going to show your documentary, and then we're going to come back out and do sort of a wrap-up chat. So if you guys are watching this and you have questions about Jamelia, about TreasureTress, her brand, where she's appearing, what she's doing, please leave your comments in the chat. Okay, so back to Jamelia. Tell us about TreasureTress, Jamelia.
So TreasureTress is the UK and Europe's largest product discovery service for those with naturally textured hair. So what that means is every month we help our subscribers discover new products and we deliver them directly to their doorsteps. Equally, a lot of the business is B2B focused. So we work really hard with the leading beauty brands and up and coming, exciting, disruptive brands to get their brand visibility in front of the curly consumer. And equally, for the really big brands that perhaps have ignored the textured hair community for so long, they really use our expertise in order to get in front of the consumer in a way that feels authentic. So that could be through our monthly subscription boxes, it could be through the events that we host, it could be through the influencers and the talent that we work with. But we really are pretty much like an all solutions I would even say like production house agency for brands that
Mhm.
really want to get in front of the right consumers. And on the consumer side, where they go to for discovering new products, new brands, and educating themselves on textured hair.
I remember myself, and so I'm in the United States, and I remember going through my own sort of curly girl journey, and when your eyes are opened and you realize how much is out there, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, but not so much in the UK, right? There really was a lack of products available to the curly consumer, right?
Absolutely, yes. So I tend to say that the UK is probably at minimum 5 years behind the US in beauty, in particular hair. And so
Wow.
while the natural movement had gained massive momentum in the US and the supermarkets, or the department stores, the Targets, the Walmarts had all caught up and were catering to diverse consumers, the UK was well behind. And
Mm.
I launched Treasure Trust in 2015. And at the time of launching it, we had maybe three brands available in store for black hair. And that was like Cream of Nature, ORS, and probably like Motions. So we were well
Wow.
behind. We didn't have the like really disruptive, fast moving brands. We didn't necessarily have the new items or the new SKUs from the brands that I mentioned. We were really,
Mhm.
really far behind. And I knew
Why
that there was
is
a
that?
massive, sorry, say that again.
Yeah, why was that, Jamelia? Why 3 brands? Was it that they had sort of a lock on the market share, or why was that?
No, I think it was a problem with visibility. I feel like there were so many brands that were launching stateside that the UK was always going to be an afterthought just because it is nowhere near as big as the US. But equally, I
Mm,
know for a really long time there wasn't any data to validate that there were Black women in the UK. And so that became one of the first things that we tackled as a full team was how do we produce more data to validate the fact that there are Black women in the UK who have disposable income and will buy your product. And in the UK, as much as white women make up the vast majority, Black women spend 7 times more. So, like everywhere else in the world, Black women really do overspend and hold all of the spending power for beauty. And so, a
mm,
lot of the work that we have done and that we realized that we had to do quite quickly was validating that the UK is a viable market that people should pay attention to. And it wasn't until then that we were able to convince more brands to actually come over to the UK market and begin to make a dent in it.
Do the brands have to, they don't have to come to the UK to make the product, right? It's just they need to look at the UK as sort of undiscovered territory that they can explore and get their products into, right?
Absolutely, yes. So it's just a matter of partnering with the right distributors, deciding which retailers you want to go on to, you want to go with, whether that's brick and mortar or if it's e-commerce. There's a few different options on the table, but it really just requires deciding that you want to enter the market and going through the process of compliancy. So products in the UK and the US, as much as the labeling and the brand might be the same, sometimes the ingredients can differ because the EU and the UK have really, really strict regulations around the ingredients that can be put into products. And so,
Oh,
what we see a lot of the time is that when our US brands are launching in the UK, they need to go through the compliancy process, which requires them to relabel their products. And that therefore allows them to reflect all of the ingredients that are included in the product that are actually compliant to be sold and used in the UK and in the EU. So it is a little bit of a process. It can take like 3 months, but it is really, really worthwhile to allow your brand to become an international global brand.
the thing there are several things in your documentary that we worked on. The audience who's here, we're going to be debuting in about 7 minutes here. But one of there were a couple things that stuck out to me. Number one, that the Black women make up, I think it's like 2% of the population, you said, in the UK. And the other thing that really spoke to my soul, Jamelia, was when you said, we deserve to be pampered and to be treasured and to be like our dollars. We deserve better. We shouldn't be an afterthought. And for too long, it sounds like it was that way.
Absolutely, yeah. Black women do make up 2% of the population, but yet we make up 10% of the spend on beauty, which is absolutely huge. And for so long, no one was catering to us at all. And for even longer, we had to settle for some really substandard retail experiences. So I always compare the experiences that white women are able to have when they're shopping for beauty, whether that's makeup, whether that's hair care. They're able to go to any department store, any counter, and
Mhm.
be served, given free samples. Like they just get the full 360 experience. And then with Black women, it's a little bit hit and miss. Like you can go for makeup, but will they have your shade? Not entirely sure. They definitely aren't going to have the products that you use for your hair, which means that you have to go to the Black hair shops, which is the equivalent of the beauty supply stores in the US, which
Mhm.
have always catered to the Black community. But I've always felt really conflicted shopping there because one, we were never serviced or sold products by people that look like us. Two, the people
Mhm.
that were selling the products never actually had the experience with textured hair or any information on the products at all. It was literally like, yep, you want a shampoo? Here's this one. Just take this one. There's no real
Yeah.
care or information or expertise, and I just feel like we deserve that level of specialization, and we deserve to
Yes.
feel.
Yeah, and we deserve to have people be concerned about us and to make sure that you're not selling me a product that won't work for the curls that I have on my head. And which means you need to be a knowledgeable consumer, but you should also be buying from people who are knowledgeable. I mean, that's what you go to the experts for.
Absolutely. I really, really love when we do our pop up shops. We've got one coming up, and really beautiful opportunity because everyone that's on my team has not only been trained on the products but has the experience of using products themselves. So when anyone comes onto the shop floor, we're able to say like, okay, tell me about your hair, tell me about your lifestyle, what's your routine, which products do you like, what products don't you like, and then we're able to make a really good bet for them on, I think you should try this product because it will work well for
Mhm.
you and it suits your lifestyle and the ingredients match the ingredients that you said you like. And that's the level of care that we deserve because that's the level of care that everyone else is able to get in other areas of society.
Amen. Amen. Talking to you just reminds me so much of my own traumatic experience going natural, which came, through an illness. And then I was relaxing my hair so much. And there was just I became like a YouTube fanatic because that's the only place that I could find information. I've been relaxing my hair for 40 years. And all of a sudden I decided, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I do recall going into beauty stores here and there just being so much, just I was overwhelmed
Mhm.
by the choices. And I would love to see, my British sisters have that same kind of experience that they could actually go in and be like, wow, do I go here or do I go there? Or maybe I buy this for this month and that for the next month or something like that. I mean, you do deserve that.
Exactly. And that's what we aim to deliver through our boxes. We do try to manage the emotion of overchoice because it can be, as you said, really overwhelming when you're presented with all the options. And so through our boxes, we actually give you the full wash day package. So you'll receive a shampoo, a conditioner, a leave-in, and then a gel, oil, or a styling product. And that ultimately works as your care package for the month. You get to try these products, put them to the test, and decide whether or not they work for you. But then equally in our pop-up shops, which I think will be a big part of the documentary, you're able to walk in
Mhm.
and think, wow, these brands and these products actually will work for me because they've been tested by people that look like me. They've been verified by people that look like me, and Treasure Trust puts our trust in these brands to deliver the results for you. So you're absolutely right. We do deserve to have that emotion of, oh my God, there's so much choice. And equally, if that is too overwhelming, then our subscription boxes are a really unique, refreshing way to try products at a good pace.
So, for those of you who might be watching, and you are going to learn more about this in the documentary, as Jamelia just alluded to, she has put together a subscription box model that people can pay a monthly subscription and then they get these products delivered to them. But I love also your little pop-ups that you do. Can you just take, maybe a minute or two to describe what those are and why they're important?
Sure. So our pop-up shops are an opportunity for our customers to build their own boxes. So we call it BYOB. So you build your own box, you decide which shampoo, which conditioner, which leave-in, which styler you want, and then we throw in a bonus product as well. And when we as a team first thought of beginning to do pop-up shops, I was really, really keen on the fact that we couldn't do a pop-up shop in a traditional sense. I didn't want us to have a room with white walls, a rail full of t-shirts, and that's it. Like I wanted the pop-ups to be a real experience, and I wanted them to be really, really conceptual. So every year there's a different theme for our pop-up shop. And when you walk into the shop, you're meant to be overwhelmed. It's meant to be all encompassing. You're meant to be blown away visually by the impact and the aesthetics of the store. And I think that's really, really important because, as I mentioned, we don't have those luxury experiences anywhere. And so it's important for us that we create really memorable, unique moments for our consumer that allows them to experience Treasure Trust as a brand through and through, as opposed to just experiencing us virtually through social media, through anything that we do online. And it also brings our boxes to life in a really real way because you get to meet the team who's responsible for curating the boxes. You're able to get that one to one advice, and you're also able to get some really trusted feedback, recommendations, and personalization of your boxes in a really unique way.
I love that. All right, we're getting down to the wire. We have about a minute left. Jamelia, the you have a new pop-up coming up. I'll talk to you about that on the back end of the documentary. But I love the one that we came out and shot, the laundromat theme. So can you just take 30 seconds to tell me about it?
Absolutely. So we were thinking about how we could bring the concept of a wash day to life. And we thought that a laundromat in the UK, we call it a laundrette. A laundrette would be the best way to bring that concept to life. So it's a literal wash day. So instead of washing clothes, you're washing your hair. And we had washing machines, we had bubbles, we had detergent, all of the things that you would associate with a laundromat or a laundrette. We brought them to life for a wash day because we wanted to literally, in the most literal sense, bring the phrase
Yes,
to life, which is
I
the phrase on
love
our boxes: cancel your plans this wash day.
All right, our premiere is starting right now. Jamelia, we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Everybody, stay tuned for Treasure Tress, the brand behind Europe's Black hair movement.
See you then.
I have ended the stream, so now we can just watch and hang out for a bit.